Call the meeting of the Newbury Historical Commission to order on
The
12th, January 12th, 2023 at 7:02 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, review our minutes from October.
Yeah. That was our October/November meeting because it was so
It was
late.
late October, it was November
yeah.
too.
Under unfinished business, number 4. The last word on that line should be copy, I believe, instead of cop.
Okay, that sounds right. Good catch. Didn't even do that. I think Channing did too, because I saw him writing something.
Any other errors or omissions in the minutes of the meeting?
No.
Okay, do I entertain a motion to accept as amended?
I move that we accept the minutes of the October 27th meeting as amended.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Treasurer's report.
What did you say? Everything's pretty much the same, right? Other than an additional.
He's hysterically funny.
I know.
Oops, we decided to stay until Friday. He told me he couldn't come.
I know.
Oopsie.
I know, I thought that
Then, oops, I can't come, really.
Yeah, I know. Nothing has changed on the treasurer's accounts. I will be buying a new American flag for the schoolhouse pole, because we looked at it the other day.
Tattered.
And it's
Yeah.
getting
That's
frazzled.
what happens.
The one I took down is in tatters and actually ripped in some spots. We think it got caught a couple of times anyway.
Well, we had some vicious wind.
We
Right,
could
well,
use a
it
new
happens.
Newbury flag too, which that would be from the, we have to get that from the Friends of the Library.
Yeah,
keep doing that stuff.
they sell them right over the counter. I bought one, and it was the big one, and it's big. The big flag is big.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's 65.
Yeah,
For that,
so we
so.
can get that.
Okay.
The lights are still under the schoolhouse, I'm gonna take them down over the weekend. Note, the porta potty cost went from $150 to $155. So
I
it
think we
won't
can
really
afford that.
affect our budget. So technically, there's no change in the, oh, what did he, I thought he told me something else too. Oh no, that was when I was typing the minutes, he has to put some money in. So he will get everything updated for the new year, I'm sure, but, so it's basically no changes to the
Right.
last
Yeah,
time
no,
he
no.
gave us a budget.
Okay, but we need to review that tonight, because there will be a change on the salary line.
On the salary line?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we will, we'll go over that under unfinished business. And if the bathroom went up, then we put that line up on our budget. I think he's got a separate line for that.
Yeah, but as you said, it won't make a big difference.
Not a big
until
difference,
we
but it
do
should
our-
still be correct.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Need a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I move that we accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Website report.
Working on it. I saw you were doing a bunch of stuff, and I want to circle back to this indigenous stuff on there.
Yeah.
So is that what you
That's-
spearheaded all of that?
Yeah, I'm working on that.
All right, awesome, because I was like, then I definitely want to have a whole
And
section.
hopefully
for
next
that.
month's meeting, I'll have a draft
Awesome.
ready, so.
Are you getting like any images stuff too when you're
Um,
within your research? Maps,
This
things
is where
like
we
that?
things get a little dicey in terms of copyrights and stuff. I don't know what we can publish and what we
I
can't.
think if things are like readily on the internet, we can link to it at least. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Like that's always there. So if
Yeah.
You give people credits, you just gotta
Yeah.
credit stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So I
mean,
don't
it's
think
not
it-
the same, but I do those jigsaw puzzles online, and a lot of them are paintings,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
the painter's name is always in
oh,
the bottom
somewhere
column,
in it, yeah. So I think
you
as
know.
long as we're kind of not just
Yeah.
hijacking it, but
So I'm working with the archivist at the Newburyport Library, and I'm working
is that all still shut down because of the water damage,
No,
or is that
it's-
back up again?
back up again.
Awesome, because I
So-
just saw that online that they had a
And
huge. You saw
I'm
that,
also,
right?
also working
No.
with Christine Malpica,
Mhm.
who is a local authority on the indigenous peoples of the area, so.
Cool.
And actually, she is out of the country right now, but I'm going to be meeting with her when she gets back towards the
Okay.
end of the month. Yeah. And I'm reaching out also to a woman called Mary Ellen Lopianka. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's on the Raleigh Historical Society, but she is a PhD anthropologist, and she has studied extensively around the area.
Cool.
So, Indian Hill in West Newbury was one of the biggest settlements around here. And it was a name that I cannot pronounce.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And there was a settlement by the dam in
By the
Byfield.
falls, yeah. Yep.
Because that's written about, I think it's in Byfield history, and Reverend Boylan also talked about it on his tapes.
Yep.
So that's listed in there somewhere. Just so everybody knows, you said archivist, and I don't know if we call her an archivist or historical reference person, but Govs has a person dedicated to history and research.
Mhm.
Probably wouldn't have any, I don't remember,
Don't look at
I know-
me,
I know, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think.
I'm sure it's on the website.
we've talked about it before, we had something going on there. But they do have somebody there. I think she's in the library building.
Okay.
That's
I can
about
reach
all
out
I
to
can,
them
that's about all I can give you
Yeah,
there.
the other one I was going to look into was, I've been talking to the people at the Peabody Essex Archive in Raleigh, and I got some good information from them. And I also want to reach out to the museum at Phillips Academy. They have
Okay.
quite an extensive indigenous people artifacts collection, that kind of stuff, so.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
And now, again, in terms of copyrights and references, when I write this thing up, does it have to be, annotated like an academic paper? Or can I just put a select bibliography at the end, or?
I mean,
Look on the website and see what we have already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very,
I don't think any of that's annotated.
no, and that's what I'm saying. So like, I think
Yeah,
if we do
so
anything,
due diligence where it's easy to
Yeah.
do, you
Yep.
got it.
Yeah,
Put it in there to show that we're
yeah,
trying.
so maybe just a select bibliography at the end.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's honestly
Or
all
even
we
just
need.
put a note that says select bibliography available on request.
Or that. Have like a list again, where you
Yeah.
just have all your
Either way, in the
links.
photos, try to put something underneath them.
Yep, some attribution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Awesome. People are gonna be excited just to even
just,
have something.
Yeah.
give credit to people who helped you,
Yeah.
too,
Yep.
on the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah.
And,
Yep.
you know, I mean, people can reach out to them if they want on their own.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a very good question that she
Yep.
asked, so.
And
Good.
if you have not seen it, this Mary Ellen Lopianka in Rowley gave a lecture, and it's really, really good, and it's on YouTube. And
Oh,
it's
yeah?
called Algonquinian People on the North Shore. And you watch the whole lecture, it's really, really interesting stuff, and they talk a lot about
The area.
Newbury and Agawam, together.
Right. Cool.
And but Hamilton had their own, remember the Sagamore
Of
Hill?
course, yep.
Yep.
And there's the big rock
That's what
up there.
Mastano is.
Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we used
forget,
to chomp up
I
there.
remember
when we
that
were
from
kids.
elementary school, but I can't remember any of it now.
Totally.
Yeah, but it's interesting though that some of the stuff that they found, they did a survey in 1971 of the waterfront in Newburyport, and some of the stuff they found there, they actually dated back 7,500 years. So it goes way back.
Well, yeah,
And actually further than that, because some of the stuff was consistent with Clovis, and Clovis goes back 10,000 years.
oh, yeah.
So the story is that in the day, what's now Jeffrey's Ledge, which is underwater, but it's a great fishing place and whale watch and all that kind of stuff, used to be an island. And it made a natural pinch point for migrating herds. And so that was a big place for, and there's a place called Bull Brook in, I believe it's Ipswich, where they found 9,000, 10,000-year-old implements,
Oh,
spear points and things like that, yeah.
I wanted to be an archaeologist when I was in grade school.
Really?
Yes.
I had a friend that did that, but now she walks dogs because there's like,
There's not a lot
not a lot of money
in
in it.
Well, she might find an arrowhead while she's walking the dog.
Okay.
I actually ended up walking
Doing
the
pretty
whole,
good for dogs.
I walked the whole perimeter of the Indian Hill Reservoir because the water is so low, I thought I might find something.
Right.
Because that's right where the big Indian village was,
Huh.
right there. Didn't find anything.
Yeah, right?
This time.
This time, and the water's going back up again. It's not as,
I was noticing the
it was down 12
levels
feet.
are starting to go, like the by me, like you can
Yeah, where the
actually see
river,
it.
yeah, where you see the river. And that, the Indian Hill Reservoir is a very recent feature.
Really?
That used to be where the Artichoke River came through, and they, because of a water emergency that West Newbury had, their wells got contaminated. Newburyport agreed to excavate and dam the Artichoke River, and that was in
I was
1978.
gonna say, what year was
That was
that?
78.
Huh, who knew?
Okay, correspondence.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Mark Taylor.
Marshmallow Farm.
Okay, well, first off, let's just go through it. And then, because
There's a lot.
it was ridiculous. And how many emails did I get? It's just like, so we'll just go quickly through it. If anybody wants to discuss anything, we'll just hold and go through the awful stuff, and then we can go back to anything pertinent.
Sounds good.
Mass Historical Commission is pleased to announce round 29 of the Preservation Funds grant. We'll talk about that. We got a Christmas card from the Pink House.
Oh, lovely.
Isn't that nice?
Thank you. Feliz Navidad.
Dear Channing, Jan, Lon, Eva, Rebecca, Nancy, and Rich, happy holidays, best wishes of peace and joy, and everything merry and bright from all of us that support the Pink House.
Which nothing has happened with the Pink House that I can see.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
trust me, I'd know.
Yeah.
I go by it every single day. We got a postcard from the Blackburn Building Conservation LLC. They do conserving and restoring historic finishes and works of art And they also do window restoration, I see on this little card. So we might want to know about
Wonder
that.
if they
Are
also
they
do a roof.
Local? Is that,
Anybody know?
what's it?
Middleborough,
No, it's way down here.
Yeah, not local.
no, but just saying. We got an email from we're always getting emails about a house, the 7 Forest Street.
Right.
The property's listed on Mass Historical, see the attachment I sent. She's wondering the process of buying it if
Already bought it.
it's listed on the historic registry.
I don't think it is.
And
It's got a plaque, but I don't think it's,
I don't know, it might be. So that was then, it was just a discussion. So I just explained to her, I just copy and paste things.
right.
I explained to her that it's only if there's a preservation or a conservation restriction that there's a problem with, not
Is
a
she looking to
problem,
do
but there's
something?
more
The
complication.
kitchen needs to be redone, so she
So,
wants to do.
It's just like, Trails and Sales sent us an email about, to say thank you, and that was, you were supposed to be doing a wrap-up total numbers list for them. I forwarded to Eva, this is we're in the middle of November.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So hopefully she took care of it. She didn't tell me she wasn't gonna, so, I don't know. Then we got an email from a gentleman in, where is he? Northern Delaware,
Okay.
Red Clay Valley. And I'm an amateur historian, and I do routine volunteer work, and he said that he was going through these pictures, that they maintain a set of mills in the hamlet of Yorkland. One of the mills used to be one of the largest producers of snuff in the nation under the American tobacco. So he goes through and he's like, I found these pictures that are labeled Yorkland, but
They're Byfield.
but we don't think so.
That's definitely by us.
Yeah, so he said, I believe they're Byfield, and, because he did some research. So, he said, they're in a collection, and there's no way I can get them recategorized to correct the labels for the photos, since they're labeled Yorkland. But, so he sent them to us. I told him we would love to get them, but I didn't hear anything
So are
back.
they actual photos then?
Yeah,
This one's got pages like it's out of a magazine.
no, they're documented on this. The collection is in the LOC, which is the Library of Congress.
Gotcha.
And there's no way to recategorize them as they're labeled as Yorkland, and have only proven to come up when looking for materials related to Delaware or other local matters. I suspect they have gone unseen to you. I think they're of the Parsons Snuff Mill.
Pearson.
Pearson,
So-
but yeah, definitely. Because I've recognized
So we
this
can't
view
get
from
them because they're
that
in
side of the
the,
house.
I guess they're in the Library of Congress, but we
So
do have
they're
the
in
photos.
So, all right, so these are in the Library of Congress, but he found them when he was searching for his stuff.
Yeah, Garrett Snuff Mills in Yorkland.
It says North Shore, 1970.
So somebody like had a little problem.
Looks
Yeah.
like 70, but
Cataloging issue.
Yeah,
anyone have better eyes than me?
I'm not sure. I can't read this one, it's teeny tiny. May 30th, 19, geez, that looks like 28 to me, but,
I mean, that's definitely,
yeah. So I just thought we'd be interested in knowing that. I said thank you very much for sending us, and the website information of where he found them. So,
Cool.
Did we notify the Library of Congress that they're labeled wrong?
do you think they'll care?
Maybe they've got a complete
More?
process
Yeah,
for us.
that's
I don't know.
1938.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
I was closer than she was,
Yeah.
about 50 years.
38, not 78?
38.
Yeah, see, I can't see. I think I'm falling apart completely. Because like I was looking at the car going, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, no, see, it looks like a
It's going-
two to me, but I
yeah.
only have these on, so yeah, all right, so So at least we have them, we can put
No,
them
that's
on
awesome, yeah.
you can put them on the website. I
100%.
mean,
No, any
I can
pictures.
send you the PDF or whatever, I
Okay.
downloaded them, or you can just hang on to those and remind
Well,
me.
this will be to remind me, but definitely if there's a link to anything.
So I don't know,
send
so are we gonna try to notify the Library of Congress that they're in error?
it. I mean,
Well,
do they have more pictures? I mean, if it's just two, maybe we don't care, but if they have a whole bunch, maybe
Yeah.
we do care.
is that 3 and 4, how many, is it just 2?
Well, this is the email, and then I printed them
Oh, I
separately
see.
so that we could actually see them. So, do you want me to do that?
Yeah, I could at
We'll
least
put that on the
try.
burner somewhere.
I mean, who do we even call? Is there like a certain person that?
Well, if you've got the location,
contact.
if you've
Yeah.
got the location of the photos, That's half the job.
www.loc.gov/research, that's hhh.de, see, there's the problem, 0192 photos, so. Okay.
Interesting.
Next,
I love finding pictures.
Jennifer Doherty from the Mass Historical. Thanks to all of you who completed the recent survey on the status of historic preservation. They had almost 400 respondents from across the state. 2 questions in the survey asked respondents to highlight recent preservation success, historic preservation successes and failures. So she wants to give everybody the chance to update if they had those. Well, we haven't even tried, so I guess we're not worried about that one. Next. Oh, this is really, you need to read this. This is about the software for the permits. They haven't contact information changes in case you have a problem.
oh, this is to log on to the,
It's in case you have a problem, it's the contact people like to say, help me or something, so.
for what? Permit for the?
Permit
they're
link, I
doing the
believe.
permit
so,
link?
Yeah. That's what I got after I read it like 3 times, because it's all gobbledygook, because.
So is that saying it's, but it's still
It's
working
the same
now?
thing, it's if you have a problem, somebody else has taken over running it, so,
Oh, they're just giving you the heads up that
Yeah.
now
You
they're the
keep-
person.
okay, if we ever have a problem, we have our contact info.
Please update your
Yeah,
Rolodex.
we're gonna hold on,
Exactly.
we're gonna hold on to the bond for a minute. 15 Coleman Road, I sent the email to the DPW and said, in case you're not aware, I gave him a copy of the option 3, that's how it's an important object that's there, and just told them if they had been notified that the area around the stone on the frontage will need to be kept clear if you have any
It's
questions.
not bad. Did you see the picture? I took a
Retarding
picture the other
this.
day.
Somebody posted on Facebook they couldn't find it.
And then I posted a picture of it. I'm like, it's right here. I literally drove past it to take a picture of it
Well, you
while
know.
I was going to pick up the kids. And I was like, how do you not see it?
So what can I tell you?
Because there's the 2 posts. I mean, it's pretty. You can't miss it.
It's probably a truck parked in front of it or something.
Maybe that could be it.
Well, I don't know, because unless they think it's gonna be like the milestones and it's sitting with nothing. But how can you miss that?
How can you miss that?
I know, I've been there.
You
so-
know, it's. I think it's pretty. I even took a picture from a distance. Be like, you really can see it.
Yeah, how could you?
You know, and it's not. Thankfully, it's not like weeds. There's nothing growing there, so
Yeah.
it's nice and.
Yeah.
So, just in case nobody thought to tell them that, which, those are the things that slip through the cracks.
I mean, I'd like to
Covered
think
it.
that those would help if
So.
somebody ever crashed into it. I guess it's my
And
own
then-
concern.
Some guy
Are
named
they still the wooden
John,
posts that they
Yeah.
had? Yeah, they should have concrete bollards.
That's kind of what I was hoping for, but whatever.
I thought they did in the back of it.
Well, that's not where the traffic is.
Yeah, I'm more
Where
worried.
they, I think, no, they were worried about the construction
Yeah,
backing into it, so.
but no.
I mean,
now-
otherwise, the thing's just been there all this time, the way it is.
Yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
I guess no one's hit it.
So, I mean, it's been there for, I don't know, 100 years
I don't
probably.
need homeowners insurance, the house hasn't burned down yet.
There you go. Well, I'm telling you, if you had put that in some kind of a fund,
Yeah.
you'd be loaded by now. Okay.
Anyways, okay.
Some guy named John Bissell at BDE marketing, digital marketing consultant wants to know if we would like to have them get our 1635.org website up to the top of everybody's list when they,
Oh, the Google.
Oh, it's one of those people? No, I
Yeah.
don't know if I like those
No.
things. I think those are
No.
usually scammy, so no.
Well,
so I'm just telling
Thank
you
you.
what's in the mail.
No, appreciate it.
Speaking of that, remember that email I sent you about the changes in the
Yeah,
website?
I didn't see anything like that.
Provider.
Did you look? Within
I
yours?
sent it to you,
Okay, I'll double check, but I didn't see.
because
anything
I'm on
crazy.
that Yahoo system too, and they said January 1st it all changes. I haven't done anything about it yet.
I'll double check, but I haven't seen anything yet.
What Yahoo changes?
Stupid stuff.
1735, the company that's, what is it, our support server that holds the 1735 website,
1635?
1635, is changed companies again, it's been bought out again.
Oh, so that's only what, like 5 times?
Fourth
since
or
I've been-
fifth
Yeah,
time,
that's
yeah.
what,
Okay.
I took it with a grain of salt, and I was like, I'm sure.
Yeah, okay, whatever, yeah. Oh, you can just call this guy and he'll take care of all of our problems.
Let's hope it doesn't get to that.
Thing is, when you Google Newbury history, that's the first thing that comes up.
That's what I mean, like, I don't think we
We don't
need
need
it.
We
somebody
need to
to
get
help
that
us.
right
Yeah.
at the top of the list.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not paying anybody to jazz it up on Google's, response page.
And how much
Give it
is
really
that
good
gonna
Yahoo
cost
reviews.
us? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So we had another person, we keep getting people who are asking us information. So
Always.
she's a collector of historical children's clothing and she acquired contents at an auction, the Lower Green, she must have been at the auction.
Okay.
So she's just now saying she's wondering if there was young children there that could have worn these costumes.
Wait.
Do we have,
Which
do we
children?
have kids on hand that we could dress up for her?
Right, that's what I was gonna say, is she asking to borrow a kid?
I'd be interested to know about the members of the family who were young children, male, between approximate period of 1790 and 1810. The little skeleton suit was made for a boy circa,
Oh, so they're just
at
trying to
about,
figure
of
out who they
about
were.
4 in circa 1800. So I sent it to Lon because I know he's done so much on that
Family,
house.
yeah.
So I said, if you have readily available information, please respond. So he did. So he told about all the people, so I'm like, good, that's one less thing off my
Oh,
mind.
fabulous.
Then we had a person asking if we know anything about windmills on Plum Island. It was just a banner month,
Were there
November.
lots of windmills on Plum Island?
Well, I said, I don't know.
Think of,
And I said that there are pictures, there's one, at least one at Bennett Hill in the Nancy Ware book.
okay.
So I said, I don't know if you've seen this book, but this is, you can still get it at Jabberwocky, I believe. And I saw one picture in the book, I said, otherwise we really don't have any of that information available right now, so.
And I can imagine there must have been some, if they were,
And then apparently there was a Board of Selectmen meeting. Oh, I misread this. There's a Board of Selectmen meeting on the 17th that they're appointing the local historic district study committee.
oh,
The board is.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, because someone sent me an email and asked me if I knew what they were talking about, and I said, well, that's the only thing I know about.
This is 17th Tuesday?
Yeah,
Yeah, because Monday's the 16th.
yeah, well, it's Board of Selectmen, so it should be Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, because I asked Julie, I said, somebody's asking me this, and we're having a meeting tonight, and if you can give me any information,
Should we-
I'd
Do we
we'd
need to know
appreciate
that?
it.
Does it matter?
well, Lon's our representative,
Yeah, right, so, all
so
right.
he's the one
So-
we recommended.
So, Robin Etheridge, Joy Michaud, Lon, Madison Vlas, and Elizabeth Paglia have been appointed members that they're gonna be like sworn in or whatever at the next Board of Selectmen's meeting. Those are the people they
Cool.
selected. So
Alright.
that takes
Good.
care of that information.
One step closer.
Yeah, sweet, honestly. Baby steps.
FYI,
Every time.
your appointment is up June 30th. just in case
Yeah,
you're not paying any attention.
pay me.
Okay, and then the last one is the first one on this list. So I get tired of
All right.
typing. I'm like, oh my God, I'll be here for 30
Yeah, don't, just, let's roll right through it.
I figured it was easier. So I asked Martha, I said, we having a meeting? Have we heard anything back from Damon about the recommendations of the barn guy that was supposed to get sent to the planning board, the board of selectmen, town administrator, and us? And she still has not heard anything back from him. And I asked her that on Monday. So,
It's a very interesting situation.
Yeah.
so I went back to my happy little folder, because Lord knows,
You have so many.
I could fill this room with crap from a historical commission in my dining room. And I have all the information right here. So part of my brain says, why don't we just reach out to the barn gentleman and ask him if he has a copy of this thing, or Mr. Pulaski, Antique Barn Company, LLC. And it was also part of the planning board minutes that they are supposed to
Follow up with,
they were supposed to make sure that it was done and that it was forwarded to all the correct boards that were discussed in prior meetings. So and that was from 2019.
right.
So we still don't have any clarifications on the barn itself, how old it was, why there's no cupolas. And I don't know.
Why it's not just a private art studio.
So,
Just,
my first
Has a
thing
digital
would be,
wedding.
Right, yeah.
I would just keep it all neat and tight with an elastic around it,
Yeah.
unless somebody else wants to.
oh, you mean my Marshmallow Lane file folder? here?
Folder,
I think
folder.
it's a
This
good
is
folder
it.
to
Keep it-
keep,
It's all
Keep
right
it
here.
nearby.
yeah, it's a good one to
Keep it
keep
nearby.
accurate and tidy.
Yes.
So, and then the request I was given about the grant,
Oh, God. We don't even have a grant writer. And it's not, it's,
okay,
Yeah.
so before you go into a
Alright.
whole long
Alright.
explanation.
Wait, what do you mean? Do we need a
all right,
writer?
start from the beginning.
Let me just give you the quick synopsis. If you are unsure about your property's SR, State Registry, status, contact Mass Historical Commission or your local historical commission to ascertain the state register's status of the property before looking for grants. So apparently, the properties should be on MACRIS before they can get a grant. And surprise,
So,
Schoolhouse is not even on MACRIS.
all
Okay.
right, so,
Just saying.
just send that back to town administrator with just that brief note.
So I found
No
So that could be
other-
on our goals.
New,
Another one.
no other discussion. That's where we're at with that.
Okay,
I will give, we on unfinished business yet?
hang on. I think
Are
I'm
you still
finally done.
Done with
Hang on.
correspondence?
That's just fund miscellany. That's fund miscellany. We got the goals thing. And other than that, I think I can finally take a breather.
There you go. Well done.
Okay, it's hot on my mind right now. When I met with the town administrator 2 or 3 weeks ago, amongst other things, I spoke to her about the roof of the schoolhouse, which is now leaking in about 5 different places. My goal with this roof, and it's in line with what other people are doing, is a simulated cedar shingle. Made out of a material, a lot of them are resin, plastic, or some other compound, but not cedar, because, and Mass Historical has accepted this now, and I've read it, that new growth wood, using it on a roof
Yeah, it's crap.
is not a good idea anymore. And they said alternative, and I think we even cited it with the Big Barn project, that using cedar on a roof is just not realistic anymore, and they're okay with that. So I talked to the town administrator about getting the roof repaired. I said, it's not gonna just get shingled, it needs to be like same material, but a newer material. And I thought I was gonna have better results when I started surfing the net, looking for simulated cedar-style shingles, and I came up, so far, I haven't found anything acceptable.
Because they do it for siding. I mean, there's
They
simulated.
do it for
cedar
siding.
shakes.
Yeah.
So I found, so once you start sorting through all these companies on the internet, we want cedar shingles that look like not hand split. We don't want the, Sturbridge Village looking ones. We just want them looking like simple cedar Class A shingles, all said and done. The only ones that, and they got them for the sidewalls, they've got some of them for the roof, but a lot of them come one shingle at a time, which means a very lengthy process. I talked to the roofer at the fire station. He says, no, I've seen them in regular shingle strips.
Square.
He never got back to me. I said, please find the name so we can find out what company. And they're doing the budget, so I was supposed to get a price for the roof. That was 2 weeks ago. I have not found the shingles. So,
Any way the roof guy?
Is this Department of Interior okay stuff? Isn't it all listed in there?
they don't tell you the manufacturer
Yeah.
that I'm aware of. And the only thing I thought of is that you could try on listserv.
Yeah, I gotta try a couple of things on listserv.
So, now a shake is a sidewall, right?
Right,
Shingle is a shingle.
right.
Okay. So, faux cedar shingles. See if you can run that through listserv. Come up with any, we're looking for an installer or a manufacturer. I know what we want. And I'm not worried. I know Mass Historical's on board with it, so we're good there. Rich, if you have any time,
Yeah.
feel free to
Find
look
it.
on there. So we know what's on. The color isn't even as much of an issue at this point. Just shape, and we're looking for, they should be in strips that are like 2 or 3 courses by 30, whatever it is,
Yeah.
30, 40 inches long for ease of installation. And if we can just get a name, then we can go to installer, call an installer, and get that. I spent a couple hours on it, didn't make any headway. But she says she doesn't want any roofs leaking, and the faster we can get the information to her, the faster we start moving forward with the roof.
All right.
And what are we gonna do about the window?
The window, what is it? It's got two
Missing panes? Or,
mullions missing out of it.
The mullion on the second floor window broke
Yeah, that was
and
what I
the
heard from
pane
Mark.
fell out.
Yeah. Now, you were gonna send Lon up to look for
Yeah, and I mean,
another,
he did a whole lot of pictures, but they all show, they're all very attractive, excuse me, like this. So I was like, how many of
What am
these
I
do I
looking
need? I mean, I
Right, well, we
believe
don't
it
care.
goes this way, because
Okay.
that's the shingles coming through
Yeah.
the nails
Yeah.
for the shingles. This is the junk on the floor.
Yeah, the
But
rock
this
wall.
stuff that looks like someone stained it is all water,
yeah,
so.
so we're on that. We're
So-
moving wheels forward on that. Did he find any windows?
I don't know if you found the window up there, but I'm not a big fan of going up in that attic because I have to go up on my hands and knees. because the steps are.
So you're saying we have more windows in the attic?
Well, the other
think there
side,
may
you know
be-
where the back door is that we never use?
Yeah.
I do believe that there was a window up there, it's blocked off now. You know how they keep the frame and then they put the wood in the middle?
Yeah.
I believe that's what I keep seeing up there, but I could be wrong.
So there may be a window.
So
that
I'm
they
wondering
both
if
make.
maybe they just left that window up there. Maybe it's even
And we could
still
just salvage
there
the
and they
pieces.
just
I'm
put
gonna
it
long
up on the
shot.
I'm gonna go
outside.
at it.
We gotta get up there and look.
I'll go up there tomorrow, take a look, see
So
what's
I
up
don't
there.
know whether he looked
I've
and he
never been up in
couldn't
that
find it or
It's
he had,
Not
he
that
didn't
bad,
go
just
back
don't
up.
put your foot through the ceiling.
Yeah.
You know,
You
things
gotta
like that.
walk on the beams.
Oh, yeah.
So whilst you're up there, measure that double hung sash.
Yep.
Length, width, and how many lights. And email me if you don't find windows up there. I'll look at the antique shop. I've got piles of windows there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because the window that's in the attic is way smaller than the windows that downstairs.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
those all
yeah.
still need to get repaired also, so.
That's just,
That's gonna be a fortune.
that's, yeah. And we gotta get 3 bids. It means
Yeah.
you gotta have 3 contractors. Going sole supply is a pain in the ass. This could take
Well,
forever.
I
It's just
thought I
gonna-
might just throw that out on the listserv too, but why not?
Yeah.
We know we have the window ladies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so maybe somebody else has gotten a good deal. I mean, we're talking 6 windows in the attic window.
Mm.
It's not like it's a whole house full of them.
No, it's just the fact that they're, what are they, 72 inches, or they're pretty big.
And that's, I think the critical thing is the very thin mullions. They're really, really
Yeah, they're
narrow.
paper.
Yeah.
But the guy touched them up 10 years ago. I mean, it's, yeah.
Well,
yeah, we
Nancy
can
and I
find-
were linseed oiling them for a couple of years, just to, keep the
Keep
moisture in
get
and
by.
stuff like that,
Get
but,
by.
yeah, so.
And the siding needs to be painted as well. I mean, there's a
Yeah,
lot
well,
of
the-
peeling going on there. And the frames around the windows and
Yeah.
the whole building really needs to
I
be
just-
painted.
Yeah.
It wasn't that
Yeah.
long ago, they just painted it.
Yeah.
The problem is modern paint is horrible now. Absolutely horrible. It's, 2 years after you put it on, it just starts peeling. Buildings that aren't heated and that are moisture laden, it just doesn't stick anymore. They've taken the last fraction of linseed oil that was in paint, has been removed about 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's changed it all. You
yes.
can see it. It's weird.
It's terrible. Terrible. It's bad for us historically, because this is gonna push people to go to hardy siding
Yeah.
and fake siding, which looks terrible.
Mhm.
So it's just making our job even worse.
So
And,
everything's just gonna look plastic, so
yeah,
in the grand scheme of things.
yeah,
Yeah, it's got seams. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's awful.
yeah, it's profile. I don't know why Hardy Siding and their competitors, they can't make the front edge of the clapboard that they designed profiled like an original clapboard.
Yeah.
It's not, it's wrong. You stand back here, it's like, oh, Hardy,
Yeah.
Hardy on this one, Hardy.
That's why I don't have old growth, but that's why I had my house shingled with wood, because I didn't want,
Plastic.
well, I didn't want something I couldn't, I mean, my old house in Melrose was sided. And when we left, I can't tell you how many years it was sided ago, but it used to be like a soft mint green, say, or something. And it was like almost white,
Bleached out from the sun.
because it was so, yeah, there
Yeah.
was, I mean, they've made them much better since then, but I'm like, no, because what am I gonna, then I'm gonna paint?
People do it.
I know, but I didn't want to have to do that either.
Oh,
So
boy.
I had them double dip
You
some
don't know what's
opaque
under that
I hate
stain.
siding.
Yeah.
I hate if I.
Well, we live in the woods.
Yeah.
So
I know what
there's
was
enough
underneath
critters
my
out there
siding.
that,
Asbestos shingles was underneath my siding
yeah. And Joe's as well. Oh, his wasn't asbestos though.
in Melrose, it was.
Okay,
Okay, so you're gonna check for spare window?
I'm gonna go up there tomorrow and take a look, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is, there's no railing.
That's,
No, but I'm just saying, so I literally have to go up with my
Yeah,
hands.
it's and like the staircase is like this.
Yeah. And the steps are this
Mentally
I'm
wide.
a ladder guy.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I don't have a problem going up a ladder. It's that icky, gross,
Attic world.
well, if you slip a foot, it goes in,
Yeah.
down
That's my whole
through,
thing.
hanging
Don't
in the.
don't break the ceiling.
Yeah, so.
We have enough holes.
okay, next on unfinished business,
forgot about that.
Survey we did, so we already talked about Lower Green. What else we did? We covered trails and sales,
Yeah, I
lawns on the Lower
cleaned this up,
Green.
but I didn't remember to bring it up, sorry.
Ferry House book. So a lot of great pictures coming up on Jack Rybicki's
Yeah,
page.
He's amazing with all what he's been finding.
You seeing them?
Yeah.
Okay, so
On the
What's-
Facebook page.
Are you on New,
um,
is it, he puts it mostly in Newbury Chatter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sometimes he
Yeah.
does stuff on his own page though.
It's
Are you
mostly
on the
Newbury.
Newbury Chatter group?
That
No.
is his page.
No, but sometimes he'll put it on his like personal page, so that's
Yeah.
why, but definitely join that group.
Okay.
I know, I joke,
That's on Facebook?
joking with them, yeah.
So he just put a whole bunch of pictures up of the mill
Yeah.
on Central Street at the dam.
Mhm.
And the remaining pictures, we're talking about the Sluiceway. This week he put more 100-year-old pictures up of the diagram done by the fire insurance company of the whole property. It shows how far the land used to protrude out into the river and how it's all changed. Really amazing stuff he's putting up. He just researches all day long. So I want to make sure everybody was able to see that. It's
Yeah, I'm just
Newbury Chatter.
yeah, I'm gonna eventually just hijack most of it and then. And
So,
cause like,
I
yeah, I
would
said to him, I'm
saving
like, you
it.
need to join our, join this, and he's like, ha ha ha. I'm like, well, you're doing it basically.
So yeah, so a lot of information coming up there.
Oh, and that's the guy I didn't have the email for. The guy who got so mad at me. I forgot about him.
What are you talking about?
Email.
You had another email?
Yeah, the guy, he wanted all this information about his family, and I'm like, I send my standard response. We're not a historical society, we're a historical commission, we work for the town, and here are the sites that you can go on to try to find information. And he sends me back this thing saying, I've gotten stuff from other ones, and they've all been very helpful, I guess you guys just don't really care about your town. I was like, oh my God, here we go. So I
See you
sent him
later.
a big, long response, and
I don't understand when people write back nasty things and then expect you to help more.
well, I said to him, we get a lot of requests for genealogy.
Yeah.
We are not genealogists.
Yeah, it's not what we do.
That's,
We're protecting
and then
properties.
the end, so I threw it out asking her if she knew who this guy was, and she said he's one of the first settlers.
Oh.
So I said again, you should be talking to the sons and daughters.
Yeah,
They know, they have all this information.
right.
And then there's some stuff on our website. Both things I already,
Right, pointed you to, in that direction.
yeah, and I said, and I'm sorry you think that we don't really care about our town, but we
do.
actually really do. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply that.
Oh, but you
Oh,
said it
hi.
right here.
Yeah.
Or you're
So,
gonna pass
on
email.
unfinished business, Rich, you covered everything with the indigenous people, so we've got that covered. We're working on that, we're making progress. Tree warden, we talked about the trees briefly, they're already doing that stuff. A lot of the trees that I see are marked, they're only trimming them, they're not taking them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the color,
Right, well, that's
Yeah,
what
there
I
were,
think.
there were a bunch on Elm Street that they were just cutting them away from the wires. is what
because
it
there's
looked
some on the
Yeah.
green, they're just cutting
Yeah.
some of
So
the
I
dead
could have
limbs off.
sworn it said in the paper that they were cutting them down, so.
I think there was just a overreaction and,
But
No, I think there was a
it's-
notice on the tree that said they were
It's-
cutting it down.
oh, so did
Yeah.
they change course?
They might have.
Well, some of them, I don't know.
Either that or they only have one notice.
But then we had
posted
that big
everywhere.
windstorm, and I guess a lot of the trees on Newman Road were coming down, and people were like, so this could be the reason why they're supposed to cut them.
Well, there's that.
That was on Facebook.
Yeah, no.
Okay, unfinished business, as you know, last year, we put in for paid time for the clerk for the Historical Commission to help with clerical work, especially the listings, what do you call them? What are the state listings?
Macros?
Macros. The Macros listings help with dealing with lower and upper green and general overflowing of paperwork and the demolition delay bylaw. So they put it in our budget this year and funded it. Last month I met with Tracy, town administrator, and we went over the position. everything is green lights, we're up and operating. Jan is gonna be doing the clerical work. Now, because I didn't want Jan working lots of hours on his, because the workload's increasing. You can see all other departments in town have a clerk or an admin that handles all this after-hours stuff. And I didn't want Jan continuing getting loaded up with this, because it's only increasing. We're seeing it constantly. And there's stuff that's falling through the cracks that we don't have time to do, like, and I explained to town administrator about listserv and the usefulness of that, where we stay in communication with 353 other towns about what they're doing. So if they're getting shingles on one of their buildings, it'll be on, they may be able to help us and fast track us with duplication of effort is ridiculous.
Right.
So she is complete support of us.
Sweet.
She wants the Macris listings done. I spoke to her also, this is one of Jan's first missions, about a subcontractor doing the Macris listings for the town. Hamilton had it done, so Jan's going to be contacting Hamilton over there, because there's an outside contractor comes in, so they've already done it for another town, so there's an established rate, so we don't have to bid it out. It's already done.
Okay, that's
So, and if Hamilton doesn't have the information to follow up with other towns, because chances are the towns are not actually doing this labor-intensive listings. If somebody's got a laptop and they go around and do this all day long, especially if maybe they're endorsed by the Mass Historical,
good. Right.
well, that's something that could be found on listserv too, Jan.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So that's
Sweet.
like 3 things to put out there.
yeah,
Windows, shingles,
Roofing, yeah,
and
and Macris
mattress,
listing
Macris.
person.
ferry.
yeah. So Jan will be, nothing's going to change.
Okay, awesome.
Um,
You're
Jan
not
will
gonna
be
leave us
doing an average of
You're here forever.
it'll be on, it'll be on an hourly thing, but it'll be an overall average of 8 hours a week.
Awesome. Do we,
And we're only
No,
6
we're
months
good?
behind.
I know, I was gonna
Sure.
say, retroactively? No.
Right, we don't have, that's not something we have to vote on.
Yeah, it's just that we're all good to go.
We're all good.
Fabulous.
We're all good. It's actually running as we speak. So unfinished business, we can go to budget, unless anybody has any questions.
Nope.
All right, budget. So we want to raise the line item. So the porta toilet is representative of the next season's budget, next season's rate, which is a $5
$5 a week
times
increase, yeah.
how many,
Or
whether,
is it week or,
I think it's $5 a week, isn't it?
or overall? I think it was
I don't know how they
monthly. I don't think it's weekly.
No, I think this one was weekly.
Oh, really?
I think
Something
it's
I
weekly,
said.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
$155.
A week?
No,
A week?
it's no, well,
I'm pretty sure that's what Ron said.
Is that a plan? I don't know.
'Cause I don't remember what it was for the whole year.
It doesn't say. Just, he says it went from 150 to 155.
Bathrooms went up from 155 a week, up to 155 a week from 150. That's his email.
Yeah,
But a
but he
week.
doesn't say.
Per week.
You see it says week per week?
Note, the bathrooms went up to $155 a week from 150.
Are you reading a different one than I am? Seriously?
What?
That's the later one.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I printed this one.
Hi, I'm in Maine skiing all week with my family.
Yeah, okay, so it's.
Then
a-
later
So it
on
is
he
a week.
says,
Yeah.
oh, by
I
the way,
didn't
I'm
print
skiing.
the whole-
I'm still here, yeah.
I didn't print the previous one because.
Keep rubbing it in.
So
Sorry,
yes, it's
well,
gonna be
thank you.
155 a week.
All right, that makes sense.
so unless Lon answers you while you're skiing, you'll have to guesstimate how many weeks we use it.
Well, you don't have to guess too much, because it goes in the beginning of May and it comes out the end of October.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. I love that that's
You
there.
know,
It's the
you
cleanest
know.
toilet in the
That
area.
was really nice, that
It's
one.
nice, it's nice.
No, the
It's
one that we
spacious.
had, it was
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah,
I
it's
liked
big.
it.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
And it was very clean, because I'd be over at the lunch, not clean. And I'd be like, I'll be right back. Drive over and use ours and come back.
And the other budget item will be the salary.
Mhm.
You'll have to, because this year was only a partial year. So do an estimate and put it in at the correct amount. Make an adjustment.
The money that was put in it at the town meeting was for the
Yeah.
entire year.
But it wasn't enough.
The 5,000 wasn't enough.
No.
Okay.
So you need to do an estimate of what 12 months will be and make that, change that on the
Because
budget.
we're not at the next fiscal year, right?
No, fiscal year starts July 1st.
So then that's when it would
We're in
then.
fiscal 2023 right now,
Right.
which starts in July of 2022 and ends in June
Okay, so
30th
yeah,
of
so-
2023. People have trouble with that.
I know, that always, that always,
It's where it ends is what the year it is.
okay.
So,
So there's money in it now till July.
There's
and
enough
then
to
you
make it
want
to July,
And
but
then
it
you
was
want
only a
to correct
partial.
for next year.
So
Gotcha.
divide and then multiply times what,
we'll
12
talk.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just
That makes
do
sense
the
then.
math and change the budget. And that's it.
Awesome.
Those are the only two changes on our budget. We get that in. I forget when they probably want that fast. I know they're working on
I
it.
haven't seen anything about that. Usually I get it.
I forwarded it to you,
When?
what, a week ago?
I didn't see anything about the budget.
Yeah.
I saw this thing from Tracy, but I didn't see anything. Look. Oh, email. Where did you send it, to mine?
Yeah,
You didn't send it to the Historical Commission website?
it gets confusing.
Okay.
Okay, new business.
Mm,
I don't-
Should say something to me about including certain printing costs and stuff into
No, we don't need to get all
to my printer.
Yeah, well, you should stop
Yeah.
doing it at your house. Stop wasting your ink.
Gee, the waste ink or waste gas. Your ink is cheaper nowadays.
Okay, so you and, neither you or Lon ever got
No.
anywhere else with
No,
Joni?
should I go knock on her door? When I saw that email, I was like, wants away, because he's usually the one that talks to her.
Yeah, well, I mean, that only happened like 5 years, 10 years ago, or something like that, so. I'm not kidding. So, we still never got the information. I got a list. Very helpful. But she evidently had a whole lot of more information, and he didn't, that's all he wrote down, because
Right.
they didn't think to film it or anything.
No, I need to, I feel like I never see them. They're not, because we don't walk in our front yards.
I hate it.
I see her drive by in her Volvo. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Okay, no other, nothing else? No other new business?
Yeah, what-
Well, one thing I wanted
Oh,
to
the
mention,
goals.
about a week ago, I went by the Atkinson House on Hanover,
Yeah.
and
They're
there was a
working on the
roofer's sign
roof.
up there.
Yeah, they're definitely doing
Do
something
we know
over
if they
there.
pulled a permit? Do we know what they're putting
No.
on for a roof?
I don't.
I think a
Very
continuous
good
membrane rubber roof would look really silly on that building.
Thing is, it's such an angle that the only way you can see it, really, is if you get out of the car and walk
Like
over.
rubberneck almost,
Because-
yeah.
Well, no, I tried rubbernecking, I almost hit a tree.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't, because it was the side that's on the side of the house, not the side that's like facing Green Street almost. So it's facing, it's
Yeah.
inside, and
Yeah.
the barn is like at an angle, and the house is like here, so you really can't see the roof unless you got out and
I'm glad you
actually.
brought that up.
Well, the
'cause I-
thing is, the building permit should say what they're using for roofing material, right?
I didn't see anything, and they should have
Did
tagged
they pull
it
the-
because
Did anybody look for it?
it's got a conservation and a preservation restriction on it.
Yeah,
And the building inspector knows that, because I gave him a list.
Send
So-
building commissioner's office an email tomorrow reminding them of the very strong preservation restrictions on, was it 5 Hanover?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. I never remember the numbers.
Because that's where they put the fence up this summer.
Yeah, yep. And the patio.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, they're playing fast and loose with that restriction.
It's hard to, you know, like people, when people are quick, it's like all of a sudden,
But you have to
boom.
get permits, you can't just put a fence up.
I know, well,
You have to
people
get a
do it.
permit,
People do it.
but it's not like it's on some side street,
I know.
you know? So I will check with Peter and see what's going on. I don't remember seeing, we never got tagged.
We should really, I mean, they're just sending us the demolition delay things. But we should really be when there's, on a building that has a preservation restriction
Anything,
on it, we should be part of it
you think.
ahead of time, not having to chase once we see dumpsters
Got a
roll up.
list. I gave the Mappers list.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It says PR, CR. I don't know what else to do. So
All right,
I will try again. I don't know.
okay, any more business before the board?
Are we gonna look at this,
Yeah, what do we do
Oh,
with
the
these?
wish,
well, update these department goal things?
Are these,
The top two are just samples.
right, so these are just like goal 1, getting everything
Do
on
we wanna,
that
like-
first, goal 2.
I don't know when she wanted this back, but, do we wanna,
do they want big goals, little, they want the
That's what I mean,
roof,
that's what I'm
the
trying to say,
roof,
like, that seems like a-
mattress?
Yeah, the website finalized,
did you look at it?
The-
You have the sheet of paper?
Somehow it migrated off mine.
Isn't that funny how that works?
so, and then,
I mean, no, you know,
It-
the examples up the top are fine. I mean, are, you know,
I'm just laughing at this, is every department doing these?
apparently.
And we're checking in?
We've
Like,
never,
we
ever,
This
I've
is
never
new.
seen it,
Okay. I'm just,
so.
Well,
Are we-
update facilities, goal 1, update facilities. New roof should be listed under, timing should be over here, should say emergency.
yeah, ASAP.
So do you wanna just like think about this and then
Well, I think we,
our
Let's try-
goals for the,
I mean, I'm only thinking of 3 things right now.
Do you want to put the website on there?
Yeah.
All right, let's do the building. Update facilities is the title they used up there. Update, so goal 1, update facilities, roof.
Window repair.
Window repair.
Are we going to add
The-
paint to that?
Might be.
Paint, by the time we get to it, we might as well put it on there now, as painting. And updating of the 2 doors. So, window refurbishment is going to have to go to a window specialist. Do we have any other capital things?
this is an example to show you what
Yeah, I mean,
what
like,
people are using. So for the examples, the increased facility, update assess property usage, implement cost analysis, budget and repair, then you, ADA improvements, we're not doing that I know of.
Well, we just talked about it last month, so as you was reading that, I just thought of that. We are talking about ADA access to the building.
Well, if we have to put the ramp in the back, that's right there.
There needs, ADA access to the building is now a fifth thing under updated facilities. So,
You know, that could be a within the year thing, because that's not as of a, you know, takes a little bit longer to build a ramp than it does.
well, the one that is on the yellow over here is, I mean, if it can be, that's not obtrusive. I mean, it's mesh, it's pipe,
Yeah, it's
and
subtle.
being galvanized, it doesn't attract your eye. If we can ideally put it on the back of the building.
We'd have to put on the back of the building,
It makes
there's no
the most
other place to
sense.
put it.
Yeah, it makes the most sense there.
Either that, or we're gonna have to start using the second door that doesn't work at all. The door by
Right,
the
well, it's
attic
gonna have to be an
stairs.
ADA door, so you're not gonna wanna change those two doors.
Yeah, it would have to be the back one.
So, and you're gonna have to destroy that. The question is, are you gonna destroy that door, doing an ADA door, or are you gonna put another hole in the wall
We need
somewhere
about
else?
42 inches, right, for ADA?
That door is wide.
Is
I was
it?
gonna say, we might
That one's
not
big.
need
Yeah.
to
It's
change
bi-
the
It's
door.
way
The back
bigger
door.
than the front doors,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
two
Can't have a
front doors.
threshold, though. Has to have special handles, can't have a threshold. Probably save that door to use in the front. You're
It's
probably
too
gonna
big
have
for
to
the
cut,
front.
you're probably gonna have to, well, anyhow.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's
I
don't
mean,
get
I
into
think
that.
that,
We'll look at it.
But
personally,
that
I
should be a
think
goal. That
that's a
should be
whole
part of the goal.
different
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing. They're closing schools, they're closing things in Salisbury because they're not ADA accessible.
Really?
Yeah, so the historical commission is crazy because now they won't even have any place to show. Because they never needed it, and it's not a state law that those buildings have to be, because they're not like a municipal building that
Unless you
people
do
have
over
to be able.
$10,000 worth of work.
So,
Is that the line?
we'll do that on the roof.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we could.
but I mean,
tip
that's gonna take a lot of thinking and a lot of working out as far as I'm concerned. I have no problem with it, but we have to maintain the historical integrity of the building if we're gonna get it on MACRIS and try to get grants.
Yeah,
So it's like, which way are we going?
I mean,
You know, I mean, maybe we can just make it easier for elderly people to get in the building with the ramp and railings and not be technically ADA compliant, just make it easy for people to get in. Because there's only a railing on one side of the stairs.
well, that's what I mean, like, having
So-
that is better than nothing. And really, how often do we need to open that door?
We
You see
never, I
somebody-
mean, we never open that door because it's sticky, but we can open the door. The door does open,
Right.
and it
It's not
opens
painted
out,
shut or anything.
as
Yeah.
I recall.
Oh, does it open out?
I think it does, but I'm not positive.
I never open it, so I never think of the swing.
Because I think the last time it was sticky, I went outside and kicked it so it would close all the way down.
Does it open against the building?
No,
It opens, like, to the field?
it opens to high,
To the corner.
to High Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I believe, I could be wrong, I'm not swearing
All
on
right, it's
that.
not important now.
But,
But anyway,
you know, I think we can make some improvements,
Yeah.
at least for people who have like a cane or
Yeah,
something
somebody
like
with a
that.
wheelchair and actually like wants to come up, because you'd never be able to if you were in a motion.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, we can make it so that a person can get access to the building
Right.
to a certain, that a lot easier than the front door.
Like, oh, let me just open this real
As-
quickly.
I
if
mean,
it's
even
shut.
if you're just
Let's
on
get,
crutches.
I want it on there.
Okay.
Let's put it on there.
All right, it's on there.
Okay, so you've got roof, windows, paint, doors, ADA access. I can't think of anything else to do with the facilities. Then the goals going in the different
I have
Do we-
Macros and website. I feel like those are some of the things that we need, like, I need to finish up the website, and Macros needs to obviously have to get done.
But
You know, do we
the
find?
the website, that's just you sort of moving forward
That's me, and then I need
with
to like
it.
talk to Matt and stuff, so I make sure everything gets like fluidly switched over, but yeah, and gathering more.
Yeah,
fun
so we
stuff.
can put that on there, but the Macris,
I feel like that's our treading
listing
water.
of the, whatever it is, 100 and, how many buildings in town? 100 and, you have to get, we can do the Macris, 130 something, was it?
Probably at least,
Yeah.
I'm not sure the number.
Way too many.
More than we think about. Most
Was
people
there anything else?
For us, you know,
Don't forget, this is a goal. It's, but I mean, I don't,
plenty.
it's, doesn't necessarily mean it's a huge money pour-out thing either. I mean, do we, like, for me, I mean, it means like, do we want to try to have something maybe at the schoolhouse?
Like an
Or
event?
have another round
Well, are
table
we
thing?
gonna
These are
do-
goals,
I like
department
those.
goals.
Are we gonna do another Newberry Day every year? Is that
I
gonna
have
happen?
no idea.
All right, I didn't know if that
I
was
think
like.
they might want, they're gonna probably try. They used to have Byfield days every year, didn't they?
Yeah,
They did,
yeah,
So,
Because that event was pretty decent actually last year.
it was
so,
nice, and
except for the fact I got COVID.
Well, that's true.
and you almost came to all of us.
So like, I feel like that, if that's gonna happen, like I just feel like a little bit more oomph kind of
Oh,
needs to
yeah.
be pushed into it.
And it's just, it amazes me, every time we have some kind of event, how many people say, I've
I've
lived
never
here
been
for
here.
25 years,
Yeah.
I
I've
didn't
never been
even
here
know this
before.
place
I'm
was
putting
here.
a jar,
Yeah,
Yeah, right?
put $1 in if you've come here, gone by here 100 times and said, I don't know why I never stopped here." So,
You know, Newberry Day, and then I just keep thinking that I know the 400th is gonna be here before we know it. And I know that feels like a long way away, but it's really not.
it's really
yeah,
not.
it's 12 years.
I have something about that.
Really?
So I think maybe, that's why I'm saying, I think maybe we should try to think if we have some more goals,
Yeah.
that trying to cram them in tonight, and you're thinking
All right,
only
start
of
it.
facility things.
well, that's what I'm,
He's thinking
Yeah.
of what costs money.
capital,
basically.
capital
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
think that's a strong part of what they're asking about. I could be wrong.
Well, because it's fiscal stuff, so that makes sense, but Newberry Day,
So,
Yeah, I mean,
Just
nothing on
general-
these
just
samples
put
even
events,
says how
Events,
much money
yeah.
is
Yeah.
here. You know,
Newbury Day, Sales and Trails.
but,
all right, let's
you know,
start
so
on
think
that.
about some of that stuff and, maybe just shoot some info to me. And then quickly, otherwise I think we're all done. I'm cleaning things out in my house. I'm glad you're all sitting down for the shock of that statement. But we used to get the calendar every year.
Oh, yeah, with the, that we got from Seabrook Power Plant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we don't get them anymore.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if we have these pictures already on the website. This is a picture of the Sweat Isley House. And this is the Lee House near Knight's Mill.
vaguely looks familiar, but there's a couple of pictures of the Alder Rod that I always get confused with.
Knight's Mill? Is that the Jewel Mill?
I don't think so.
Knight's Mill.
Doesn't look
Knight's
like it.
Mill. The Lee House. I don't know that angle.
That's what we need,
Yeah, that's an interesting angle.
And then speaking of which, the time capsule that was buried, that I know I gave this out at a meeting once, but it's from 1985. Does this look at all familiar to anybody?
I'm taking this in case. No.
Okay.
Wait, is that a pig?
No,
It's
it's
a
a
sheep.
sheep.
Oh. I
Sheep
can't
grazing
think.
It's a
off
fluffy pig.
Central Street. They buried, in 350th capsule was buried in the Lower Green, behind the First Settlers Monument. And it is, Newbury Time Capsule is the next caption here, don't open until 2035. Well, guess what?
It's right on the corner.
That's the next one.
That's
So I
actually
thought,
interesting. I wonder what's in it.
yeah, so it'd be interesting. It tells you what's in it, but, and the things that I was really hysterically laughing at is it's got, tapes.
Yeah, like cassette tapes and stuff.
No, VCR tapes, and I'm like, okay, so when they, how do they realize, think
Top
that
Gun.
people are actually gonna have those? I don't, yeah. So you never saw this before?
No.
Okay, I'll copy it and I'll scan it over to you or whatever, it's just interesting. So,
Hilarious.
yeah, so I was laughing because I'm thinking, and people make fun of me because I have 2 VCRs, say, this is why. So that was-
I'm trying to get my old Laserdisc player going again.
All right.
Yeah,
So
trying
that's
to
the-
get a conversion from a
The nightmare of
S-video to a HDMI. It's just,
There's a company in Beverly that transfers stuff. I've got a bunch of, like,
well,
my wedding.
yeah, I'm not talking about transfer. I mean, I want to be
You
able to
wanna
hook the thing up
do it,
to
yeah.
my TV, and my TV doesn't have S-video, which we're not a favor in 1990.
There's gotta be some sort of adapter you can probably find on the
Yeah.
Okay, a motion to adjourn, please.
I move that we adjourn.
Second,
Yep.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Time is it?